Alright, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. Got a whole bunch of good news stuff for you today, as usual. But first, I would like to thank all the people that watched my live stream of the motorcycle simulation game. The greatest simulation and video game ever made. Requires 8 GPUs to use, definitely not real life. Thank you for helping out with the camera angles and listening to my rants and things like that. Pretty cool of you guys to check that out. So it's sort of an unlisted video at the moment, as I usually don't leave my live stream videos as public. But you can go to my Twitter and you can find that. I don't think it's too amazing or anything, but moto vlogging is something that I kind of always wanted to do. So I figured I would try it out last night as a test run, as an alpha. And I thank you guys for coming along with that. But the first article that we have today, do you want to date a millennial? Are you a millennial and you want to date one of these 4 beautiful people? Of course you do. 75% of millennials are more likely to date someone who is into Bitcoin. So learn about Bitcoin. Recently conducted study has reportedly found that 75% of millennials would be more likely to date someone who possesses knowledge about cryptocurrencies. The survey comes amid apparently increasing fascination with millennials' view regarding cryptocurrencies. So an increasing number of companies have published surveys probing the views held by millennials regarding virtual currencies. A recent study claims to have found that over 75 millennials are more likely to date someone knowledgeable about cryptocurrencies. So get on it. You want to be one of these beautiful people sitting around outside with this tiny, tiny little table. This table is way too small for 5 people, and it doesn't seem like everybody has an equal meal here. She has the entire meal. It looks like maybe he has the orange juice, or maybe it's hers. And it looks like this guy's got like a rum and coke, and it's in the middle of the day. He's got a bun, a man bun, but I had a man bun for a little while, or at least sometimes it's a good way to keep your hair up if you got long hair. So I'm not going to bash that too much, but what is that? Is that just a coke, or are they drinking, or are they day drinking? But you could be like those people. If you know about cryptocurrencies, look, they're chatting about cryptocurrency. They're like, hey, you're just Bitcoin. I'm like, yeah, my XRP went down to 45 cents and I lost everything. Oh, we shouldn't talk about that. So despite the fine, survey also revealed that 12% of respondents would rather date a non-violent felon than someone who has all their savings in cryptocurrency. Yeah, don't put all your savings, I really like cryptocurrency, but don't put all your savings into cryptocurrency or the stock market or anything like that. Maybe if all your savings was in your savings account in your bank, that's probably actually better than having everything into just one volatile source. Don't do that. Of the millennial participants, 40% indicated that they currently own cryptocurrencies, with 48% of males and 26% of females reported to currently hold virtual currencies. So the survey also noted several interesting item respondents have paid for it with cryptocurrency, including a dog, a wedding, and 4 cases of sriracha, because sriracha. Why not? I mean, you got that extra Bitcoin laying around. Why not just get yourself 4 cases of sauce? So 1 in 10 millennials cash out crypto to afford a down payment on a home. So at the start of the month, it was reported a survey focusing on U.S. resident ages between 24 and 38 who indicated that they were planning to purchase a home in the next 12 months, found that 10% of millennials have sold cryptocurrencies in order to finance their down payment. UK survey of millennials, crypto, and property published last month found that more than 1 in 5 of 21 to 35-year-olds see Bitcoin as a better investment than real estate. For millennials, the soaring performance of Bitcoin, followed by an almost equally profound correction, holds more intrigue than the prospect of steady growth in housing prices, the survey said. So let me just say that real estate's probably a good investment. Don't just knock real estate just because it's a little slower than the growth of Bitcoin. And here's a really good example. And you can actually dig up this explanation or this evidence yourself. All you need to do is just stand up from your computer. I know that's extremely hard these days. Stand up from your computer and don't pass out from sitting at your computer for 14 hours while day trading. I know, very difficult. And then head over to your grandparents' house and go have a nice long conversation with your grandpa and be like, and bring up this question. Be like, hey, tell me about the story, because old people love telling stories. of the first time that you bought your house, and he's going to be like something along these lines. He's like, well, I was 21 years old and it was 1952 and I bought a 3,900 square foot immaculate beautiful new house and it cost me $8,200. I had to work over 112 hours on the railroad that for some reason hired any unqualified person that would just apply to the railroad. Nowadays, getting into the railroad or some kind of job like that is basically impossible. But in 1952, you could just strap on your boots, you could have nothing in your pockets, you didn't even have to fill out a resume. An application? What's that all about? It's 1952. There aren't any rules. I'm going to go drive a train. I'm going to go work on the railroad. And I only need to work for about 112 days and I can pay off my $8,200 house. Well, nowadays, that house is worth $800,000, and it's like I said, 3,900 square foot, really, really nice, $800,000 house. So it just goes to show, if you buy some real estate or property, even though inflation is out of control, and you probably can't afford it, welcome to Millennials. And then old people wonder, oh, I wonder why these Millennials are so self-entitled and don't own any houses or cars or anything like that. I wonder why. Well, maybe because the same house that you bought, in 1952 is now like $800,000. So, geez, I wonder how that happened. Additionally, a recent survey of 18 to 35-year-old Canadian investors found that 40% described cryptocurrencies as producing high returns, while 39% of all 18 to 34-year-olds Canadians identified crypto as a high-performing investment. So, a pretty cool article on, of course, my least favorite site ever, Bitcoin.com. But moving on, this is the study, by the way. So if you actually click here, because I will have these links, I won't have this link, but you can just click on the study hyperlink there, and you can actually go to the actual study if you would like. So now news that doesn't matter to anybody or anything, but Kim Kardashian receives her first Bitcoin. Wow, congratulations, Kim Kardashian. That's how much I care. I just moved on. So now the next article, Paul Krugman is wrong again. Who would have thought? So Paul Krugman, he likes to bash Bitcoin and likes to say a bunch of stupid stuff about it. And like I said, I can't blame a lot of people, a lot of older people, because they have, built their lives around actual fiat and stock markets and traditional investing methods. So of course they're going to be a little apprehensive about that. Just like, when people wear their pants down around their knees, everybody's a little apprehensive about it. But then you start trying it. Let me just tell you, just try it and wrap a belt around your knees. It's just, it's like freedom. Okay. So once you do it, you can't knock it anymore. All right, people. Now, so basically, Paul Krugman, first reality. This is probably the best part of the article here. Here's his quotes, and then apparently the journalist's response. And I would also like to respond myself, because that's the name of the game, right? I suppose. Paul Krugman, instead of near frictionless transactions with fiat, we have high costs of doing business because transferring a Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency unit requires providing a complete history of past transactions. What? So, okay, he's kind of right, and inadvertently right and mostly wrong at the same time. So when you download Bitcoin Core, the wallet, and most people don't honestly have that. I would say that most people have some kind of app like Coinbase or some kind of light wallet of some sort, maybe a paper wallet. It depends on what you have. You know what you have. And it's probably not Bitcoin Core. Why? Because it's 180 gigabytes, and it's a good thing to have, don't get me wrong, but a lot of people just don't feel like downloading 180 gigabytes, or their ISP provider, they'll go over their limit, or their hard drive space is low, or something like that, even though it's really not hard to get a 1 terabyte hard drive and just do it. But either way, so really, transaction of a Bitcoin is really, it just, everybody has to record that particular transaction. And then when somebody else sends a Bitcoin, everybody has to record that transaction. So yes, you do have to download, if you choose to get the Bitcoin Core wallet or whatever, you do have to download the entire history once and then update it every time you log into it of the current transaction. So not every time you transfer a Bitcoin. So the editor says, no, it doesn't. If anyone cares to look up past transactions using Blockchain Explorer, they're welcome to. There's no bearing on doing business with Bitcoin, has zero correlation with the cost of sending Bitcoin. So the next one, it says from PK, he says, you're supposed to be sure that a Bitcoin is real without knowing who issued it. So you need the digital equivalent of biting a gold coin to be sure it's the real deal. What? Okay, like, so the reality is the same could be said about everything digital. Have you ever seen a Facebook in real life or squeezed a YouTube video to see if it was ripe? Have you ever fondled a tweet in the palm of your hand or tripped over a computer virus on the way down the stairs? I did once, but that's just me. And as for knowing who issued a Bitcoin, that is no more relevant than knowing who printed those Benjamins in your wallet or that diamond around your beloved ring finger. Or, if you really want to get really meta, we still don't know who issued planet Earth and all of life upon it, and yet we are here, muddling along just fine. Okay, I'll give that one. I don't even really need to put much input into that. So next one from PK says, if speculators were to have a collective moment of doubt, suddenly fearing that Bitcoins were worthless, well, Bitcoins would become worthless. So reality here. The same argument could be applied to such incongruous things as ancient fossils. That's a terrible example. Renaissance art, yeah, I suppose. Peace treaties and the earning power of celebrities. In other words, the market pays what the market is willing to pay for an asset, be it a product endorsement from Kim Kardashian or 1 unit of magical internet money. Okay, so what I totally don't agree with is ancient fossils, because I'm like, people pay for ancient fossils? I mean, I suppose you could pay for ancient fossils, but that's a pretty terrible example. Either way, Paul Krugman, get with the program, man. Let's move on to the next article. Next article. Bam. Bam. Next article. This one's pretty crazy. A student faces charges for stealing $5 million in crypto via SIM jacking. So it just says has reportedly obtained court documents pertaining to the arrest of Joel Ortiz, a 20-year-old from Boston who is accused of stealing $5 million in US dollar in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So Mr. Ortiz and his currently unidentified accomplices stole crypto from roughly 40 victims through a hacking technique known as SIM jacking. So these 40 people amounted to 5 million Bitcoin. So these must have been some pretty well-off people. Not to say that that's any reason to rob them, but I mean, geez, I mean, just 40 people and you got 5 million. Wow, I mean, you're doing pretty good. Let's just say, 20-year-old arrested for part in theft. So it's been reported that on the 12th of July, California police arrested a college student accused of being part of a group of criminals responsible for the theft of 5 million in cryptos. And the interesting part is really how they did it. So Mr. Ortiz was reportedly arrested at Los Angeles International Airport whilst on his way to Europe, donning a Gucci bag presumed to have been paid for with the stolen money. So, hey, Mr. Ortiz, I know you're going to be in prison now and you're not going to have a Gucci bag, but if you're a man and you have a Gucci bag, don't do that, okay? That Gucci bag was supposed to be for, like, a chick or something, so that you could... You get what I'm saying? Don't... Gucci... Like, a guy with a Gucci bag? Come on. No. No. The 20-year-old now faces 28 charges, including 13 counts of hacking, identity theft, and 2 counts of grand theft. Only 2 counts. He got 5 million. Okay, fair enough. So they claimed that the case comprises the first reported instance in which the increasingly prevalent technique of SIM jacking has been used to steal virtual currency. So I'd imagine they had wallets on their phones or Coinbase accounts or something like that they had there on their phone. According to the publication, SIM swapping consists of tricking a provider like AT&T or T-Mobile into transferring the target's phone number to a SIM card controlled by the criminal. And once they get the phone number, fraudsters can leverage it to reset the victim's passwords and break into their online accounts. Cryptocurrency accounts are common targets. In some, obviously, in this case, in some cases, this works even if the accounts are protected by 2-factor authentication. So several of Mr. Ortiz and his yet to be identified accomplices, victims, included attendees of the Consensus Conference in New York City in May. So we all remember that Consensus Conference, and it was supposed to raise the price of cryptocurrency, and everybody was excited about it because every year before that, it always raised the price of cryptocurrency temporarily, and then 6 months down the line, it boosted it even more. And it showed that every year, and everybody was pretty excited about it. So yes, that Consensus Conference. So one conference attendee who wishes to remain anonymous, lost more than 1.5 million. Don't keep 1.5 million dollars of cryptocurrency on your phone. So this man was smart enough to be able to gather enough wealth to actually buy 1.5 million. And mind you, that's probably not all of his wealth. Because if you have 1.5 million dollars, you're probably not going to buy exactly 1.5 million dollars in cryptocurrency, because it's going to leave you completely broke, right? If you have $1,000 in your bank account, do you go out and buy $1,000 of cryptocurrency? No, because you got bills to pay, like, because you're an adult. So likely this guy has many more millions, yet he keeps all of his cryptocurrency on his phone. Hey, you person that is remaining anonymous, email me for just a small fee. I can help you maintain the safety of your cryptocurrency. Okay, just email me. I know this is a phone. Email me. Nearly 1 million of which it had been raised through initial coin offering. So I looked at my phone and it was dead. The individual told Motherboard, we were having a meeting, and all of a sudden he says, my phone just stopped working. The individual added that his friend later texted him, my SIM got hacked. Reported that according to court documents, Ortiz took control of the entrepreneur's cell phone number, reset his Gmail password, and then gained access to his cryptocurrency accounts. The entrepreneur ran to the AT&T store to get his number back, but it was too late. So moral of the story is probably several. Don't steal people's stuff. Number one. And two, don't keep $1 million of cryptocurrency on your phone with a simple password. It boggles my mind that you're so smart that you make millions of dollars in your career in some way, in your entrepreneurial endeavors, if you will, yet you're not quite clever enough to properly secure. I'm so disappointed in that person. Email me. Moving on. So security reachers attack McAfee-backed wallet for unhackable claims. So if you go to the Bifty wallet, excuse me, it's just a stupid word, Twitter, John McAfee is on there, and he is talking about how, now it's been raised from $100,000 to $250,000 in order to hack this wallet. However, what it is, it's just a cell phone, and so when you order it, here are the details, essentially. Let me just go over this first. So basically, you pay $120 for this. It's basically a cell phone. It runs on Android, so as I've been told. And it comes with $10 of cryptocurrency on it. I would imagine Bitcoin. So you pay for that as well. So you essentially pay for $130. Hey, man, let me get a little bit more comfortable. Just move on in here. So you basically pay $130 for this Android crappy cell phone that's not actually a cell phone, that is a cell phone, that they're like, it's not a cell phone, but it's a cell phone. And so basically, if you can successfully pull that $10 of Bitcoin off of the phone, and that's hacking it. So any way, shape, or form that you can move that $10 of Bitcoin off of the phone, wallet, you will receive $250,000. If you cannot do it, they will give you your money back. I don't know if they actually pay for the phone, if they refund you the phone wallet, but I do know that they will give you the money back for the coin, because you can't pull the coin off the phone. So yes, you paid for it, but you can't just like send that $10 in Bitcoin to Coinbase or to your wallet or to an exchange or whatever. So that's the idea behind it, and a lot of people are actually getting pretty close. But here's what I think about it. Now, I'm not a major hacker or anything like that, clearly, but the idea is that it's not really on the phone. What I think it is it's just cold storage. So it was said to offer more security than any other type of storage, including cold storage. However, I think that's a mountainous pile of BS, because sooner or later somebody will probably figure out how to hack this one way or another. Whether they go about it in a direct way, by cutting out the pieces and hooking them up to something else and getting rid of the security in some way, shape, or form, or by directly hacking Bifty and then getting that $10 in Bitcoin and then getting the money. So either way, somebody's probably going to do this, but I think a mountain, just a heaping, steaming pile. I mean, like as soon as you dig your pitchfork into it and start tossing over the mountain of BS, flies just shoot out all over the place, because cold storage is definitely the safest way. Cold storage, for anybody that doesn't know, would be like holding it in like a Trezor wallet, a Nano wallet, or a thumb drive, or some kind of paper wallet that is not online at all, not connected at all, with nobody knowing your keys, nobody knowing who it is. But as soon as you plug your Ethernet cable into your computer or into your server, obviously it's a hot wallet at that point, and somebody could physically access your computer or whatever wallet. So cold storage, it just can't be touched. I mean, the only way it could be touched is if somebody busted in your door and came and take your thumb drive. Then, well, I guess you got a problem at that point. Vouching for the device being indeed unhackable, acknowledged this is an extraordinarily bold claim. Of all today's elaborate and sophisticated methods for making wallets more secure and easy to use, surely none as epic as that of the new McAfee Wallet. Several competitors have pioneered innovative methods to protect private keys, but McAfee pulled out all the stops to ensure that private keys can never be obtained by illicit means. No other hardware wallet has ever been built on this level of sophistication, McAfee is quoted as saying. Just like McAfee antivirus. Boy, that was just a great, great antivirus, wasn't it? Initial reviews were very unkind to McAfee, but with one security researcher stating, "My conclusion is that their product is most charitably described as a foot gun, meaning a device designed for shooting yourself in the foot." McAfee, which is known for being a shill in the crypto community, but has credibility to lose in the cybersecurity space as an antivirus pioneer, shot back by labeling critics as haters and negative reviews as fake, because they were based on McAfee documentation rather than examining the actual device. Moreover, he challenged anyone to hack the wallet and receive a $100,000 bounty. However, if you go to, I think it's on maybe on John McAfee's Twitter, but I know it's on the McAfee Twitter, that they actually increased it to 250,000. So it's no longer 100,000, it's 250K. So everyone tells me blah, blah, blah is hackable. Then register as a hacker and do it. We send you the device preloaded with $50 in Bitcoin. That's false. It's 10. If you get the Bitcoin, we send you $100,000, which is also false now. It's 250,000. You eventually, if you give up, when you do, we will send you the passphrase to recover the crypto essentially in Bitcoin. But it's just $10. So security researchers have now gotten their hands on the device and are tearing it apart to try and answer the hacking challenge. And so one of them is this. It does have this eMMC flash chip on it, which is non-volatile storage used to hold the firmware. So people are really digging into it. People have gotten their hands on it. And let me see if I can find it, McAfee here. If I can find the newer tweets. Ladies and gentlemen, due to popular demand, we have modified terms of our bounty to expressly include permission to use any vector to hack into McAfee Wallet, including any of our servers. That's what I was talking about earlier, is that like you either use the wallet itself and maybe take out the pieces, maybe try to reset the firmware, do whatever you can to hack it, or somebody's going to end up hacking their servers itself, and they're going to get $250,000. So let's see if we can find John McAfee here and see what he was talking about. Because I know everybody was messing with him. Let's see. I'm not sure if this is the exact one I was looking at, but there's a lot of good ones, a lot of good juicy sauce. And here we go. Increased to $250,000. So this is really this is kind of a sham in my opinion. So the rules are, of course, is a sham. It has been hacked already today. And John McAfee says, no, it's not in this universe. Why is giving someone the device and challenging them access to coins a device a sham? Why else would you hack a wallet? John McAfee, that made absolutely no sense. Why else would you hack a wallet? What is that? What are you talking about? What does that have to do with being a sham? Anyway, so I kind of agree with this person. It's kind of a sham because obviously, for one, usually a bounty for hacking is just to help the company, right? Because if somebody hacks it, then they figured out how they hacked it, obviously, because you have to prove how you hacked it, and then they're able to fix it. So it helps them out. So it's actually kind of not bad for them to pay $250,000 for somebody to figure out how to hack this thing. But the idea is that this is just to get the wallet in order to hack it. You actually have to buy it. So you have to physically buy it. So that's $120. So it says already been hacked. Devices to cut down smartphone with Wi-Fi, which is probably not good because, well, I mean, I guess you need to connect it somehow. But, you know, if it has Wi-Fi, you might be able to hack it that way. Or somebody could get to it sooner or later. 8 gigabytes of memory, Android operating system, vulnerable touchscreen, susceptible to input capture. So, you know, it's vulnerable to input capture. And this is just a great way to sell these. I mean, first of all, you have to pay $120 for the thing. Then you have to pay an additional $10 for the Bitcoin that is actually on it. And I'll show you guys where he was talking about that it's $10 and not $50. So he's just all messed up. So how much does it cost? $120. And it says it's 250K in the wallet. It says, no, we load it with $10 of Bitcoin. And if someone can extract it, then it's a successful hack. They get paid $250,000. But you do have to pay for that $10. And if you give up, then they give you the passphrase to get that $10 in Bitcoin. So at least you get that back, and you're actually able to access it. But nobody's really, honestly, all that happy about it. Nobody's even happy about the bounty, too. 250K is stingy. Honestly, nobody's really excited about this. This is genius. You're essentially selling rocks. It's true. The only people who could probably hack this is MK Ultra handler. Thinks you could use 250,000. So a lot of people are saying that it's already hacked, but John McAfee just snaps back and says, no, it's not. So sooner or later, this is going to happen. And he's just going to, honestly, John McAfee is just going to lose even more credibility by saying, by shilling that this is unhackable wallet, and it's going to be. The only reason they're doing this is to create a bunch of hype, to make people buy a $130 wallet. And which, you know, obviously 99.9% of people are not going to be able to hack it because only the 0.01% of people are going to be able to hack it, that one person, basically, if not less. And so nobody's going to get anything out of this. You're just going to get a wallet, which is okay, I suppose. But for $120, it's a fairly expensive wallet. You could buy wallets much cheaper, like a Trezor or a Nano wallet for cheaper than that. And in fact, you can just use a thumb drive. You can just make a paper Bitcoin wallet and literally put it on a thumb drive and then put it in a safe or throw it down a well or whatever you want. I don't care. But the idea is that this thing's just a big piece of expensive, and this is it's just a marketing campaign, and it's kind of, and everybody's seeing right through it, to be totally honest. Looking at the coin market cap today, we have 274 billion market cap, so we fell from 300 billion. Bitcoin managed to get up to, what was it, like 8,400 last I knew, somewhere yonder. 82 or so there, so about 80 nearly 8,300, and now we are back down to 76, which is not too bad, because if you look at it in the month long run, you know, we were at 6,200, we were, you know, even less a little bit further back, and now we're at 7,600, so you really can't complain about that, I suppose. But everybody, it kind of reached its maximum, and you can see this you know, a lot of uncertainty here if people are going to continue putting money in it or not. And looks like we got some whale sells and whale purchases there. You know, who knows what that's all about. But everybody's sort of selling their profits, and they're ready to buy low once again. This is not surprising in the least, as we've seen some whale purchases here and there, and those never really last for very long. If you see a nice slow growth, then it usually stays, a nice fast growth, and it usually falls pretty fast thereafter, and it repeats itself over and over. If you guys aren't seeing the pattern of day trading or trading crypto by now, just look at the puzzle a little bit longer. It's not like it's even one of those wacky pictures where you have to stare at it for a while and then a dolphin pops up. It's not even that. It's a green bar that goes up and down, and it does it the same for a very long time now. And yeah, sure, there's a few hidden surprises from time to time, but that's just something you got to be ready for. We all got to be our own person and be ready for that. You know, for dips and raises when we're not ready for them, that hits you once in a while, and you just go, whoop, I'll get it next time. But I hope you guys enjoy this particular episode, and as usual, I will see you guys next time.